Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cooking with Grandma. Today we're going to go on an adventure together. This is a recipe that I've never made before. I've never made a jelly roll cake, like the cake that you roll up. I'm going to attempt it today with, it is called, let me find my title here, Pumpkin Cheesecake Roll. So we're going to go on this adventure together, because I've never made a rolled cake and we're going to try it. So let's get started. To get started, we need 1 cup of sugar in our bowl here. Just half a cup. And 1 cup of sugar. And we need 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. It's not a big thick batter. There's not a lot in it. We need 3/4 of a cup, 1/4. It sounds pretty easy. The ingredients are everything that I have at home. The only thing different is pumpkin puree, but I actually had a can of it left over, so I was able to try it. We need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt going in. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda going in. And 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of this, and it goes in. And 3 eggs go in. Seems to me there's more eggs for the little bit of flour and liquid than anything. 2 and 3. This one's got a really tough shell. There we go. And 3 eggs going in. And 2/3 cup of pumpkin puree. Get my 1/3 measuring cup here. There's 1/3. 2/3. Now this is not the canned pumpkin puree that you can buy. I did not have that in stock. This is, it's like almost like a pudding. You can make either pumpkin pudding or you can just use it for your pie filling. It's instant, well, you have to cook it like for 3 minutes. It's instant pie filling. So, but it still works. It still counts as puree. And these days, when you have to go out everywhere you have to go and you have to have a mask on, I'm just going to cook with whatever I have in my cupboards and do my big grocery shop once a week. I tell you, God bless all those people that, all of y'all that have to wear a mask 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day. All the store workers, the doctors, the nurses, anybody that's owns a store, runs a business, and you have to wear it constantly. My hats are off to you, because I'm telling you, I wore it for 20 minutes the one day and I couldn't breathe. It was horrible. I will wear one because I know that that's what you need to do to stay safe, but if I don't have to go out, I'm not going out. If I don't have to go shopping, I'll just wait a little while longer and see if this plays out a little bit. Okay, so we mix together the sugar, flour, salt, baking soda, pumpkin spice, eggs, and pumpkin puree until combined. Spread it into a prepared pan and bake until a toothpick comes out, about 15 minutes. Now your pan, in this case, is a jelly roll pan. It's a 15 by 10 inch. Basically, it's a great big cookie sheet. There's nothing different about it. So we're going to pour this pretty thin batter here. Seems pretty thin, but that's what it says. So You know, if it's a flop, we're both going to learn. We're going to learn together that it's a flop. I probably should have tried this first and then made a video of it, but you know what? Let's learn together. It's always fun to learn new things and try new recipes. I mean, it's spreading on evenly. You're going to spread it out pretty even and get it all spread out there. And there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven and bake it for 15 minutes, it says. It might get done quicker. It just says until a cake tester comes out clean. A toothpick. So I'm going to stick this in the oven. Okay. So we'll get that in the oven, get that cooking, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, we're back. It's been 15 minutes and my cake is done. Now here comes the tricky part, the part that I am the most nervous about. I have a kitchen towel here sprinkled with icing sugar. So what you have to do is take your cake very gently and flip it upside down onto the towel. And now it's been lined with paper, with parchment or wax paper, so it should just flop out real easy. Just a matter of getting a hold of it because the pan is very hot. There we go, it worked. Okay, that part's good. Now we're going to peel off the paper, wax paper, very carefully, maybe. Shoot, it's sticking. Okay, we're very, very carefully going to peel off this paper. It is a good idea to, once you put it in, is to spray it or grease the paper as well, and it doesn't stick, which I kind of didn't do. So that's a hint for you. So then it comes off easier and it doesn't tear up your cake. Okay, we got the paper off, all of it off. And now what it says is to roll it up in the short end very, very tightly. So here we go. I'm going to just start to roll it. So far, so good. Oh, it's very, very hot. Very hot. Alrighty, and we're going to leave that set in the roll, and it's got to cool completely while we make the filling. So while the cake is cooling, I'm going to make the filling. We need for this 12 ounces of softened cream cheese, that's a cup and a half, 1 tablespoon of melted butter, all the way melted, but it will be in a minute. It's very warm in my house today. It's very warm here where I'm living. It's going to be 41 degrees Celsius with the wind, with the humidity level, and in Fahrenheit terms that's about 110, 111 degrees. So it's going to be dang hot. So we need a teaspoon of vanilla. That's in. And 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar. Half a cup. One cup. And 1/4 cup. mix that all together. Okay, and it calls for a little bit of salt as well. Half a teaspoon of salt. There. I couldn't find my teaspoons for a minute. I need half a teaspoon of salt. There we go. Now we're going to mix this till it's nice and smooth. I may have to get my mixer out because sometimes the powdered sugar, it gets kind of lumpy and there's no liquid in here other than the butter and the cream cheese, and that's not as soft, it's not liquid. So I may have to, looks like I'm going to have to use my, maybe not, it's going. Okay. Just put a little perseverance in there. It goes. There we go. It's getting nice and creamy now. You want it to be spreadable, and it's a very soft cake, so you don't want it to be hard at all. And that's working out fine. There we go. And now when that cake is cooled, which is already starting to cool, you have to unroll it. We have to unroll the cake, and if it stays curled, it's okay, it says, and spread with the cream cheese filling, roll it back up, and dust with more powdered sugar, slice it and serve. So we're going to hopefully it works out. Get this a good mix, get it good and soft, nice and creamy. That looks good. I didn't need the mixer. That's perfect. Nice and smooth. There's not one lump in there. And it's very, very spreadable. So when the cake cools, we're going to unroll it and spread it on there. And then you'll see what the next step is, what it looks like when it's done. Okay, boys, people, our cake is nice and cooled. So now I'm going to unroll it. And it unrolls very, very easily. And it said it would stay curled, and that's okay, which it's a little bit, so we're not going to force it down. I don't want it to break. It didn't crack. That was my biggest fear, that it would crack when I was rolling it. And the lady who posted this recipe said that if you roll it while it's hot, that prevents the cracking. So now we're going to put the cream cheese filling in. Scrape it out of the bowl. And you just spread this like as if you were frosting a cake, only this is going to be on the inside. And then we're going to roll it back up. Here we go. Now this time, I mean, it doesn't say so, but I think it's just kind of common sense. You don't roll it around the towel, because if you roll the towel around it, then you can't slice it and get into it. So I'm pretty sure you just have to roll it up. Cake up. I've never made these before. I've always wanted to make a jelly roll, and it sounded okay. It was just the part about rolling the cake up and doing it, that's what made me a little bit nervous. But now that I see how easy it was, I will definitely make a jelly roll cake sometime. There we go. So that's all done. So now we're just going to go ahead and roll that up. It's going to stick a little bit to the towel because it was warm. So as you're rolling, just pull the towel away from it. And then as you roll, you can sprinkle it with powdered sugar. And even if you sprinkle it on the bottom, that's going to help it unstick. It's like flouring your pan. I'm going to keep on going very carefully. And I'm going to slice it, and I'll show you mine. And then I'll show you the picture of the recipe that I'm making, and we'll see if it kind of looks the same. I know they do professional pictures and, you know, edit it and fix it up when they post their pictures, I know, and that's what makes them look so delicious and yummy. But I mean, for the most part, whenever I try a recipe, it's usually the same. So there we go. It is rolled up. So I'm going to get my nice sharp, I'm going to use a bread knife. I think it'll cut easier. I'm just going to trim this little edge off here. I'm going to get rid of that. I mean, you can eat it, but it's just not going to. So what you do is just slice it right on down. There we go. Now that looks really good. I think their picture was a little more orange than mine, but it could have been the, they used actual pumpkin puree out of a can, and I used that pumpkin pie filling pudding mix kind of thing. So that would, otherwise it looks like it's the same. That would have explained, that would have made the difference in mine, is in the color, because it would be more orange. But we're just going to go ahead with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got 9. You can cut them as thin or as thick as you like, the more, as many pieces as you want. So let's put a couple on the plate. There we are. It actually was so easy. I'm very impressed how easy it was and how good they look. So that's what they look like. So those are pumpkin cream cheese roll. Pumpkin cream cheese roll cake. So now I'm going to show you what they look like, and you can see the difference. Mine isn't quite as orange. It's because I didn't use the actual pumpkin puree. I used the pudding mix. But it's still going to taste the same. It's still going to have the pumpkin flavor. So there you have it. Pumpkin roll recipe. It's a pumpkin cheesecake roll. That's what it's called. And I think it looks pretty close, other than the not quite a bright of as orange flavor. But there's the two together. Let's see if I can get this in the shot. Here we go. There's that one. And okay, let's do it this way. There's that one. And there's mine. So not bad at all. Not bad. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this video and try it. Leave a comment below on what you'd like me to make, what you think of these recipes. And if you try them, let me know how it worked out for you. By all means, try them. They're there for the... And I always try to make budget-friendly, easy to do, not going to cost you an arm and a leg, half your paycheck to buy the ingredients kind of deal. Both desserts and main courses. So I hope everybody enjoys this. Let me know in the comments. Please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't, and ring the bell so you know I'm in the kitchen again. Have a good day, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.